Welcome back to another episode of Get the Salt. I'm Eric,
I'm Heather.
and we're here talking about the latest episode of Supernatural, episode 10. What was the name of the episode?
The devil's in the details.
The Devil's in the Details. I wonder what that meant.
Pay attention to the details.
I guess that's the loophole at the, spoiler alert, loophole at the end of the episode.
Loophole.
Yeah, we finally came back from the break.
Hiatus.
It was an exciting night for me. I usually I don't watch the show right as it comes on. I usually TiVo it or record it and watch it later on. But I was so excited. I actually watched it live.
Very nice.
No fast forwarding or anything.
But then what did you do when the commercials were on?
I was watching Face Off. I was recording Face Off and then going back and forth. But yes, I did watch it live, which typically I don't do, but it was very exciting and actually a new thing for me. But the start of the episode was, I was not expecting it. Were you expecting that scene from Rowena's dream?
That was so amazing. I love the whole premise, and I need that Crowley onesie.
Is that what a witch dreams about?
I don't.
Well, that
ask
was
a witch.
Well, that wasn't her dream. She said it was a nightmare. These things don't come off.
Ruthie Connell is so great. She is fantastic.
I'm not a big fan. And our first episode, I mentioned that I thought she was gonna have a secret surprise where she was gonna come back and be a good guy, which we find out this episode I was completely wrong.
Secret surprise. She's actually an asshole, but now she's dead.
Now she's dead. So the devil has been not only reaching out to Sam, but the devil's been reaching out to Rowena as well. And we don't get any details in the beginning of the episode about what the devil was talking to her about. But you can only assume the worst. They're not talking about what their favorite recipes are or anything like that.
But after that one scene, what I really want to see is, okay, I won't see a spinoff, but I better go find some fic on this with Lucifer as Crowley's stepdad.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I need that fic now.
Well, Crowley was definitely much younger, I guess, playing a much younger character there, because that was not the Crowley that I know and love. But so we go from the scene of
Christmas morning.
The Christmas morning with the Crowleys. Then we move off into the cage. Sam is in the cage with Lucifer, still shitting bricks. Are we not allowed to curse anymore?
No, we can curse.
Okay, we can curse.
Who the fuck cares?
Shitting bricks. We find out that he's still trying to convince Sam into giving over his body to the devil. Which, one of the things that bothered me about the whole process was, in the beginning, Sam had such a strong will to say no. But towards the end of the devil's speech, he's like, "Oh, you almost had me a couple times. I almost said yes a couple times." That's how strong-willed he was. It just seems strange.
No, I would have said yes. Lucifer speaks the truth in this episode. I'm sorry, but he was speaking some hard truths that Sam needed to hear.
Well,
now Sam shouldn't accept him, shouldn't be his vessel, shouldn't have said yes, but I think Lucifer had some great fucking points on how codependent and how much of a problem the Winchesters' codependency causes.
I agree. It was some things that Sam might have to work on a personal level. But to accept the devil into your body, he showed him a couple memories, gave him a couple tips on lifestyle living, and basically he was trying to life coach him a little bit. But did that make him want to? I just didn't see it as why would I want to let you take over my body with those little couple memories? I would need like years of convincing, not 5 minutes. And then the devil gives up after 5 minutes and starts beating down on Sam. He's like, "All right, that's enough. I'm tired of this nice guy stuff. If you don't let me take over your body, I'm gonna kill your brother." That's it.
I do think that Lucifer does like Sam, though. I don't think it was a complete lie when he said that, I respect you. I think it was a little bit more of a lie when he said, "I don't like you, but I respect you." But I think Lucifer kind of likes Sam, like the way he is after having spent so much time together.
Well, time together, and Sam did beat the devil. I mean, He beat him up. He won. He got. How many people can say, "I got one up on the devil"? Other than God, maybe. I mean, who else can say that? But one of the things I noticed, and in this episode that I would like to ask you about, because you're smarter than I am, it seems like the devil has way more abilities than a normal angel.
He's an archangel.
He's an archangel, so he has the ability to reach out and whisper to people. He has the ability to go back into your memories and show you your memories. Go into your dreams with Rowena. He has all these crazy abilities that a normal angel can't do.
Right, because he's an archangel. That's why it took, when Sam was talking about taking down the darkness, how it took 4 archangels. You've got Raphael, Gabriel.
It just, I thought it's one of those things where if you watch like Superman 2, when he start giving him made up powers that the real Superman never had, I felt like they're giving the devil some powers that maybe he was not really supposed to have.
No, I think archangels, they've always, in the supernatural, history and lore, archangels have always been more powerful than other angels. Yeah. Now, if you want to talk about just making shit up as we go along, all of a sudden smiting sickness is a thing?
Yeah, what's up with that? And then, I mean, the fallout was a mile wide, but yet the crater size of from the blast was the size of like 10 feet wide.
Yeah.
It has a mile radius so that it can affect you, but it's only 10 feet wide from the damage.
But like, I have to say, the second that we saw Castiel coming in to take care of Dean, oh, Dean, you look good. As soon as we started getting all the Destiel scenes that were going to make the fandom explode, I'm like, oh shit, something bad's about to happen to one of them.
Yeah.
Because the writers and producers would not be giving us those moments if they weren't about to do something horrible.
And I felt like Castiel wasn't on his game with his acting. I thought you kind of noticed something was off with him. I mean, we'll talk about it later, about his horrible acting when he actually is possessed by the devil, when he's trying to pretend like he's
Misha?
Mark Pellegrino.
Mark
oh my God,
amazing. Are you?
Listen, I mean, I
shut your face. Don't
know.
say something bad about my Misha.
He does a great job as Castiel, but when he starts acting like the devil, I was like, oh, this is too much for me. This is too much.
Shut your face. I have a little note here. Misha's Mark impression. Happy face. Yay.
Oh
happy
my
face.
gosh. Well,
Smileys. Exclamation point. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we're just going to have to squash the beef later.
I love it.
So Crowley again comes through and helps out Sam and Dean. He has saved their ass, I think, twice already? If it wasn't for Crowley, they would be shit out of luck. So Crowley's the one who got Sam to meet with the devil. Then he calls Dean, hey, guess what? Your brother's in trouble. You need to get your ass over here. And again, forces his mom, Rowena, to help put the devil back in his cage. If it wasn't for Crowley, I think Crowley is my new Rowena. I am waiting for Crowley now to be the good guy. He's going to turn out to be the awesome king of hell. He's going to end up being one of the good guys. What do you think of that?
Crowley reminds me of Spike on Buffy, where he doesn't, like, he's evil and he wants to do all this evil shit. But hey, he doesn't want the world to end. That's where he gets all his souls.
That's
true. He likes the earth as it is so that he can have people to torture. The world ends. He's dead. He doesn't torture people. He doesn't have anything going on.
Yeah, he has his own personal agenda.
Yeah, he's very much Spike season 2.
He's a businessman. He wants to keep his business going. But I think you're 100% right. He's gonna be the good guy you love, not to love to hate, but he's badass. He's gonna kill people. But you're kind of rooting for him at the same time to be like that good guy. That's how I feel. I'm rooting for him to be one of the good guys.
Oh, I'm rooting for him to turn on everybody.
No.
Oh, I love Crowley.
I mean, he's been such a great. I mean, the fans love him. He's one of like the top 5 characters on the show.
Sure.
You got Sam, Dean, Castiel, top 3, Crowley, and then before it was Bobby. I think Bobby was another
Jim
big,
Beaver.
yeah, another big character. So I feel like he's part of like that main group, the group that you don't mess around with. So I feel like he's going to be my new Rowena. I'm hoping for the best now that I know Rowena's not coming back. Or then again, it is supernatural. She might come back in some way, some shape or something. I don't know. And where does she go now? Does she go to hell? Or she's dead. Does she just kind of like wake up? Okay, now I'm dead. I'm in hell. Where does she go?
Well, I think we were looking at the waiting room, the parlor of hell is what we were seeing. Like the actual depths of hell where all the torture takes place. That's far down below.
Well, one of the things I also noticed as I'm watching the episode, how comfortable is hell? They don't have any electricity. They're still running on torches.
Yeah.
Do they have air conditioning? Does Crowley, sit there in the heat?
Sure, he's a demon. It shouldn't bother him.
I just feel like everything is. I mean, everybody's wearing. You don't see Crowley wearing leather and whips and chains, but he's dressed like in a nice suit. But yet, hell,
Whips and chains. What?
well,
Are you in Rowena's dreams right now? What's
no.
going
Like,
on? What weird fantasies you have?
like if you think of like the environment that they're in hell, you see that environment.
Yeah.
It looks very medieval.
Uh-huh.
Stone walls, the torches. You would think that then the people there would be wearing the same garb that they would wear in medieval times to kind of go along with the environment. But he's wearing a nice, Armani suit out there.
What, do you think every time a new king takes over hell, they should redecorate?
Yeah, they needed that. I mean, there must be a demon decorator, someone that was taken over by a demon and that their professional career was decoration. I mean, I just feel like they should upgrade hell a little bit. It just seems very uncomfortable.
Hell needs an upgrade.
Like to work there. Like,
of course it is. It's hell.
I'm not saying that
That's
it should
why
be
all the
comfortable
demons want out.
for the people that are in hell. But if you're working hell, like you're a demon, you're like, gotta go every day to work and torture. Be comfortable. Give me some AC. Is there a mini bar somewhere I could get a drink?
Yeah, the cafeteria, head down to the staff lounge.
Yeah. So back to that smiting sickness.
Yeah,
I can't believe. I mean, we all knew that she was going to survive
of course.
the smiting.
Yeah.
Did I think that she was going to have such I didn't think it was going to have such a little effect on her as it did. But
Well,
towards the end of those scenes, she looked like she was weakened.
yeah, I mean, after she slapped, her message on Cass and sent him off to the mouth of hell in Nebraska, she was very wobbly, and obviously something's going on, and we never found out exactly what's wrong with her. Whether it's something from the smiting, is it something from when she touched Cass? Is what's going on there?
Well, she was definitely KO'd, or maybe she was playing possum. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But and especially the scene where everything's in darkness when Castiel's like, there is something wrong. It is middle of the afternoon, and why is it dark? So something is going on here. But so she's laying down, and oh god, I got to pause. And was that not the dumbest embryo, the dumbest angel you've ever seen in your entire life?
I thought. I swear to God, I thought she was like a red herring for me. When she first came up and started, chatting with Cass, like, oh my God, you're Cass. I thought she was Amara disguised or something. I was like, ooh, she's sketchy. Something's wrong.
Same.
And she started saying to Cass, you're expendable. I'm like, oh, she's fucking with his mind right now. This is definitely the darkness in a different body. Up until the point where Ambriel walked up on Amara's body, I was like, oh, okay. I guess she's not her. But
Yeah, no.
until that point, I swear to God, I thought she was.
I agree with you 1,000%. That's exactly what I thought. Until I seen the body, just same thing. I was like, okay, that was her just trying to mess with Castiel, maybe backstab him and get him, jump on him and take him out while he's not looking. But it didn't turn out. But
Yeah,
I
it was just a socially awkward dick angel.
A weird angel, a statistics cruncher. Do they have that in heaven?
You got to keep track of all the
and
souls.
what's up with the clothing of these angels? Everybody looks like they came out of like a Men in Black episode of some sort, or
Well, it's not the
they're all
angels.
like accountant wear. They all shop at like the Gap or something. It's just so weird how they're all dressed.
They don't pick their clothes. They just have the clothes of what their vessel was wearing.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But they all have horrible fashion taste.
Well, the vessels are super devout people that don't get out much.
Yeah, that's true. So I just felt like that when they were saying that, oh, we're expendable, that angel was totally expendable. I don't even know what purpose she served. So if she went out there and she did find her and she gets killed, I guess like if she doesn't come back to heaven, oh, she's alive. Amara's alive and she didn't come back. So I guess that's the end of that. But yeah, they just threw her out there to the dogs. It just was so weird. So strange for me. And then he says, ass butt. Ass butt. And then that also brings me back to the devil. Why is the devil wearing regular street clothes?
'Cause
I just find it weird. I mean, I think he would be wearing some awesome angelic, not costume, but like armor.
Does Lucifer's cage have a little walk-in wardrobe off to the side?
No, but
what the fuck? He's coming pulled up from the ninth circle of hell where he's been for the last 600 years.
Does he need to shave? Those are the dumb questions that I always have in my head. Like, where did he get that clothes from? Did he keep that with him? Did somebody bring that to him? Is there a Goodwill in that cage where he can kind of picks out whatever he wants? I just felt like he should be wearing something really cool. Or like that's like same thing with the.
He's Lucifer. He doesn't need to wear something cool. He is cool.
I think I mentioned that we actually before we started recording ourselves right now, we actually rewatched the episode together, and one of the scenes where he is in the darkness and his red eyes, you can see his red eyes glaring in the darkness. To me, that was like, that's the devil I want to see. Like, I want to see him with hooves and hair and horns. I want to see that
the devil. When you see the devil, you're not going to know he's the devil. The devil is the person next to you that you can't tell.
Yes, I guess that's true, but I always want to see, like, I want to see a badass devil. Again, but don't let them do it with those bad effects. You know, I don't want them to look like what was the wolf episode? I can't remember the name.
Wendigo?
The Wendigo, when they did that Wendigo episode.
You have to give them a break on the Wendigo. That was like the second or third episode ever.
Yeah, I guess so. Well,
please don't judge us on our first or second episode ever.
After we had the discussion on, I think you and I were having a discussion off, where we weren't recording, and about the worst effects that I've ever seen, and one of the worst effects I've ever seen was with the Leviathans. The Leviathans was, I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen it, but the whole face was a mouth.
They're all teeth
with a split tongue, and their teeth kind of individually moved. I guess they were like tooth fingers. They kind of like bring in the prey, and they kind of chew at the same time. But for me, that was one of the worst graphics. Now, the show does some great graphics, some great special effects. I think they just totally failed on the Leviathans. So maybe if they did Lucifer like all demony, like how I really want to see him, they'll probably do a bad job, and I wouldn't want that to happen. No way, not for me. So I think at the beginning of this season, Dean kills Death with his scythe.
Death is dead.
Death is dead. Do people still die every day? Like, are people dying? Yes, there are other Reapers.
Yeah.
That are still going around killing people.
We met one today, Billy.
So I felt like if Death dies, did everybody stop dying? No. Am I wrong?
I'm pretty sure people still die. Otherwise, why would Sam and Dean be so scared of it?
Yeah. So Billy met Sam a while back, and I mean, for the God of me, if they die again, please don't come back. Just stay dead. It just seems like no one can actually officially die in Supernatural. They do, but they don't stay dead. They come back in some way or fashion.
Okay. For guys, all the badass women, they end up staying dead.
Yes. Well, they're not part of the group. They're not,
They're not part of the posse.
They're not in the
penis posse.
The tight-knit group of Sam, Dean, Castiel, Crowley, and adds another guy in there, Bobby, but he died.
But he's coming back. Bobby and Rufus are in an upcoming episode.
Really? Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
Jim Beaver's coming back.
There you go.
14 or 15, I don't know. A couple of weeks we'll see him.
So apparently you can get to hell real easy.
Yeah, just walk down some stairs. It's on a street corner in Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the gates of hell being something so awesome that you needed special bullets and guns, and you needed demons, and
yeah, you had to use the cult
to break open
the door. Yeah,
and now you could just say a stupid password to get in a door.
Countdown, sing this song, dude.
Very good. Very good.
How hard was it for Jensen Ackles to do that and like not break into song?
Oh, I'm sure we're gonna see.
I can't wait for the gag
footage,
reel.
Yeah,
this
for
season.
Sure. So yeah, it's super easy to get into hell, and I guess a Reaper can open the gates of hell. It's just one of those things. Like, explain a little bit to me how where is that establishment? How did she get there? What are the runes that she's putting on that she's touching?
You really want the boring shit,
I'm
don't you?
all about the details. I want to know exactly how that happened, how you got there.
Go read up on the set design. Go tweet the producers.
No, I'm not trying to do all that kind of work. But one of the questions, again, we were watching it prior, and I was noticing Sam looking different as, we've been on 11 seasons. And obviously people age.
Jared was a baby when they started.
Everybody was a baby. So how do you feel about Sam now? I'll make my comment, but I wanted to hear it from you. How do you feel? You think Sam has become more attractive, or he's lost some of the good looks? Is he going downhill?
Jared's baby face in the first couple seasons, freaking adorable. But his hard muscles now are so great.
He's looking really skinny now, though.
Yeah, he's all hard and lean.
When he was a soulless Sam, and
Season
it
6?
looked like he had been working out,
Yeah.
and he had some muscles on, and he was going shirtless. He was definitely working out.
Are you a Sam girl?
I think that
I'm
was
a Sam
the
girl.
pinnacle of his good looks. But I feel like he's like lost a lot of weight. He's looking really skinny, like a beanpole. He's looking very beanpole-ish. So I feel like he's gonna be. I think he's kind of like almost getting sickly looking. Almost. He seems like he's like tired. You don't see that in him?
Maybe a little. I don't know if that's a Jared thing, because I think he looked okay in the videos I saw from their last convention. They were just in Jacksonville this weekend. And he looked fine to me there. So I definitely think that's like a makeup choice, and probably has to do a lot with, Lucifer invading in his dreams.
Oh.
Being a choice on part of the makeup department.
So you think they're like tiring him, like making him look a little tired?
Well, wouldn't you be at this point?
I get tired just watching it sometimes. I get so stressed out.
All he wanted to do was find his dad and go back to school. He had a law school interview on Monday, guys. He didn't mean to be here for 11 years.
He lost his scholarship. Can't go back to college. Flunked out. But Dean is one of those guys who I feel like has not aged 1 year.
Yeah, Jensen still looks exactly the same.
He looks exactly the same. And it's one of those things where I'm like a little bit jealous for sure. I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely jealous. But it almost seems like he's gotten better looking as time has gone on, and obviously Amara feels the same way. She's just as attracted.
Well, I don't know. I think Cass might have something to say about that.
Wait. So you said you were a big Cass fan?
I'm a Sam girl.
A Sam girl.
Yeah. I appreciate the Destiel, but I'm gonna stay off to the side a little.
I got a great one. F, marry, kill. Sam, Dean, Castiel.
F Dean, marry Sam, kill Cass.
Oh, screw Cass. No one likes him. Goodbye.
Well, you F, marry, kill. Come on, same to you.
Oh, me? Oh gosh, no. I'd totally marry Dean. F Sam and kill Castiel.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Cass.
Castiel's not a hero. Why do we want him?
He's expendable.
And that's the perfect transition to why is Castiel expendable?
Isn't he though?
No way. I feel like he is definitely not as powerful as an angel as he used to be. I feel like you don't see him. I guess teleporting around more often. He's using a car a lot.
Yeah. Cass drives.
He tries, but as angels, you see them pop in and out, fly in and out. Did he lose his wings? It's one of those things where I feel like he's gotten weaker. He doesn't use his angel powers because it might weaken him or take energy out of him. And Amara points out in the episode that he seemed
run down. Yeah, he's been through some stuff.
He's been through some stuff.
They all have.
But he got back his full grace.
Yeah.
So is it less? I mean, it was in hiding for a while, so maybe it's not all. I just feel like he's not as powerful as an average angel is anymore. I see he does beat on some angels. He has killed some angels. So it's not that he's not as powerful as them, but I just feel he doesn't use like their abilities as much as he used to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's got to be hard to be like, he's not on good terms with the rest of the angels. They all say horrible things about him, so much so that the nicest thing about him is that he kills his own kind.
Or maybe he has like that beehive mentality where they're all kind of like bees, working in the honeycomb, and he's kind of like now not part of the group anymore, and he's maybe weakened because he's not part of the angel group. Who knows? I
mean, when, God took off for a pack of smokes and never came back, that hurt Cass.
Yeah, I mean, when he was told he was expendable, you could tell in his eyes that really hurt him, and he started thinking about it. And I think that's why he wants to be the hero in this episode. Well, not smartly, but he definitely wants to try to be the hero and step up and take the responsibility of maybe trying to control Lucifer, but that's never going to turn out right. I think Sam had the right idea when saying that it's never a good idea to.
I think, when Cass was first called expendable by Ambriel, I could almost see the pause in him where he replays how quickly Dean agreed for him to go in. Whereas, no matter what, if Sam said it was safe, Dean would not be letting Sam go anywhere because, as Lucifer pointed out, Dean can never let Sam die.
Right. Yeah, you're 100% right. I agree 1,000%. Now, when we see they finally found Amara on the ground, that the blast really didn't do much to her. She
Right.
was barely a scratch on her hair. Was still like #flawless. It was perfectly done. There was not like a hair out of place. And you see that it didn't do much to her.
Mhm.
How did you feel? Did you feel like, oh my God, that was such a waste?
No, I don't think it was a waste. I think that was expected.
Oh, well, I felt like it's one of those things where she was like not really affected at the beginning of the scene. You couldn't tell that she was very much affected from the blast. And she was playing a possum and waiting for what was the angel's name again?
Ambriel?
Ambriel, yes. Ambriel to come closer so she could absorb her. Which when I was we were watching the episode, I was trying to remind myself, how bad does it suck to get a role on Supernatural and then 2 minutes into your first scene you get killed?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess not. I guess you see a lot of people who have kind of not talking roles. They'll be on the show and they might die in a scene here and there. But an actual talking role, how quick she died. 2 minutes into it.
Yeah.
She's like, she just laid on some bad negative energy on Castiel. It's like, all right, I'm out.
She's expendable.
No, she definitely is. So when she takes her soul and she's like, oh, that was a good little pick-me-up, which means she definitely was affected, maybe internally instead of externally.
Right. I think it zapped out all of her energy. Amara's energy was zapped by the massive smiting from heaven.
And how bad, really, how bad is Castiel's grace at this point where she was like, you know what, I'd rather not.
You're good. You're a little tarnished.
Yeah, your grace is spoiled. I wouldn't want to upset my stomach or anything.
Or is there something else more special about him where she couldn't consume him because maybe Amara's woozy, dizzy spell wasn't from the smiting, it was from after she touched Cass because he's got something special about him, maybe. That's just another theory I'm throwing out there.
Yeah, no, there could be something special. He did have all the powers of all the angels at one point. He
You
was
know,
almost like the next god.
Amara pointed out that, he was one of God's favorites. Why?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And I don't
What's
know.
special? What would God do for one of his favorites?
Do you know what she meant by that? I don't know what she meant by his favorites. I don't remember or recall anything about him being one of God's favorites.
I mean, he was the one that God chose to pull Dean out of hell.
Oh, that's true.
I mean,
okay.
he was kind of always
So he had
God's connection to the Winchesters.
Maybe. I don't know if he actually spoke to God. Maybe it was some sort of vision. Could have been the devil giving him the vision. Who knows?
No, very few of them ever met God, if I'm remembering correctly.
Oh, and Omara's new power to give instant scar tattoos to people.
I am coming.
What do you think that meant?
I think it meant that
She's
there's some dirty fanfic out there now. That means she's coming for the Winchester. She's
Winchesters? Or is she going to hell to come get him?
I think, yeah. Well, was she specifically sending Cass to hell, or was she specifically sending Cass to the Winchesters?
Or maybe she was going to help rescue Sam and Dean from the cage. She definitely can't let Sam get hurt. I think that's her.
Dean.
Dean. Her number one priority right now. If it seems like don't let anything happen to Dean.
Well, then her and Cass are on the same team because Cass, if you'll notice, like when they're in Lucifer's cage and Lucifer has Dean by the throat and he's like, all right, Sam, I know you'll say yes or your brother dies, and we all know you won't let that happen. Sam kind of just sits there and is still holding on, even though I think he might have snapped another second longer. But Cass ain't letting nothing happen to Dean.
No, they're all homeboys. They love each other.
They love each other.
They love each other.
They
have
love each other.
There's a bromance going on between
So
everybody.
much Destiel in this episode. I loved it.
So what are you calling it?
Destiel.
What is that? Oh, Dean and Castiel together. Yeah. Oh my! I didn't realize that until right now. I don't have any of that, so I'm all right.
Oh.
I never heard that before until
I'm a Sabriel fan
right
myself.
Now. Sabriel, Sam and Gabriel.
Yeah.
Which one was Gabriel?
He's one of the archangels.
I don't remember him in what I don't remember the guy.
Gabriel's played by Richard. Starts with an S.
I don't know. I'll have to look him up later, but I've never heard about
Richard.
Those.
Hangs with Rob Benedict a lot.
Oh no, never heard of him. The fight scene with all of them in the same cage together. I felt like I was watching a bad ninja movie. Like one at a time. Everybody's like kind of going at
Yeah.
it one at a time.
Nicely Hollywood choreographed fight.
Yeah, it was like, come on, guys, gang up on him. Let's go.
Well, they're preparing Lucifer for his trip to Hollywood. I loved that little knock on the new show that's coming.
Yeah.
That's so great. That was kind of like a reference when Lucifer says, "Oh, go to LA, solve crimes." There's a new show coming out on Fox that is called Lucifer, where Lucifer helps the police solve crimes.
I could have sworn I seen the trailer for that, but it's not our Lucifer playing that character.
No, it's not Mark.
So you see the fight scene, and you find out that Castiel actually agrees to Lucifer coming into his body. The one thing I like about that, how fast was that done? I guess it shows it was done pretty fast, but I just didn't see how that could possibly make it in time for him to agree while the spell was being cast. It just seemed a little bit too fast.
It had convenient timing, but it doesn't take that long to possess someone.
So wait, how? Because technically, Castiel's possessing somebody already.
Right.
So the Lucifer is now possessing a possessed person.
Yeah, how does that work? How many angels can you fit in one vessel?
Yeah, and then how long? And the vessels for the angels
Cass can exist without a vessel. So has Cass gone somewhere else?
Oh no, he's definitely still in there. He's gonna eventually fight his way out of there. I mean, that's one of those things that we've seen before, where Sam was possessed by other angels, and he still was in there, locked up in some sort of subconscious dream
right,
state.
But that's Jimmy Novak, who is Cass's vessel. So, I mean, but Jimmy's dead. Sorry, Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
But so I guess Cass just owns the vessel now.
I don't know how that works.
How does that work?
But from knowing that people who are being possessed by angels are very spiritual people, and their bodies could handle being possessed by a demon because of all the energy and the power that comes with it, has to be a special person. And we've seen in prior episodes of Supernatural where the devil had been possessed another body that was not Sam's, how it started deteriorating after a time.
Yeah.
Is that going to happen now to Cass's body?
I don't know.
I think that, I don't
know.
I think this might be a temporary
temporary
vessel for him, because at the end of the day, the perfect vessel, and I think he's not going to stop until he gets his perfect vessel, is Sam. He's not going to stop going after him. He might try to go after Dean again to threaten him, but there's for the devil to be at full strength, and I think in order to fight Amara or even team up with her, he needs to be at full strength. He needs Sam's
I
body.
don't think Lucifer's a team player. I don't think he's going to team up with Amara. I think there is going to be a showdown between Lucifer and the darkness. Absolutely.
But there's no... Sam says it was 4 archangels plus God, who was the dead weight, which I thought was funny. Took her out. It took a lot of really powerful angels to take her out. How is the devil going to take her out by himself? I don't see it happening.
And yet, we will find at the end of the season that the Winchesters are able to do it.
Yeah, exactly. The guys who get taken out by a regular everyday cold. They somehow find some way to do it where the devil with all his powers can't do it. So we see also that Crowley and Rowena have a heart-to-heart.
Yes. While Rowena is wearing the witch's... What is that? Witch's what? Witch tamer?
Tamer? We'll go with that. We'll go with witch tamer. So yeah, she has the witch tamer around her neck, and Crowley asks her, "Why do you hate me so much?"
Oh, Crowley, quit being so needy. Go back to being a badass king of hell.
It looked like he had a tear in his eye. I think
it
looked like he was about to cry.
Yeah, Mark Shepard's eyes were definitely welling up in that scene. I think he acted that very well.
Yeah, and when Castiel barges in on that scene, he gets very flustered.
Castiel as Lucifer now.
As Lucifer gets very flustered. So I'm watching the fight between, or this is actually previous to the fight. I felt like Lucifer and Sam had the worst breakup ever. It sounded like they were breaking up.
I love them together. And actually, one, I love the whole thing, like with all of Lucifer's little one-liners. This episode was written by what was his name? Andrew Dabb, and like I loved all of the little one-liners and that whole back and forth between Lucifer and Sam going through the whole episode. But Sam, like when he became like badass motherfucker Sam, when he transitioned to that with my answer is no in that fight, that was brilliant.
No, it definitely was. So after they had the worst breakup ever, Sam reaches out the world. He's actually getting beat up by the devil. Sam goes out there, gets sucked in. So now I guess the devil has the power to teleport people into his cage.
Well, the cage has been broken.
Right, it's weakened,
You know?
so he has a little bit more influence than he normally would have.
Right.
And that was one thing we were talking about earlier. Was the fact that was maybe like a temporary cage that they brought up from there because
that's not the cage that we were seeing in this episode is not technically Lucifer's cage.
Right.
Because Lucifer's cage is like way down in the bottom pits of hell.
Right.
And has another archangel sitting in the corner touching himself and singing show tunes.
Yeah, I mean I think it was maybe like a temporary holding cell for him while they were able to communicate with him, but that was the other thing we had seen in the beginning of the episode. They had kind of going back through some of the earlier seasons and other episodes where they showed Sam's half brother.
Yeah, half brother.
Sam and Dean's half brother. And he's still in hell somewhere. He's still trapped down there.
Yeah, Adam should, as far as I'm aware, Adam is still Michael's vessel and still trapped in Lucifer's cage.
Yeah, I would love to know what's going on there. And he mentioned that he's not adapting to life in prison very well.
Yeah, he's not a good prisoner.
He's not a good prisoner. He's down there and he's playing with himself. I don't know how long he could do that for. Technically, with the time, I think we did the math. 5 years is about 160 years in hell. No,
600.
600 years in hell.
It's about 600 years worth of hell time since they've been locked in the cage.
Yeah.
Wait, seasons 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, so it's been about 6.5 years. So we're looking at about 750 years hell time.
Yeah.
Right?
They've been locked up there quite a bit, which leads me to know like how insane the devil must be after being locked up in there for how many thousands of years has he been there?
Oh.
Thousands.
Yeah, since he fell. But if you look back, Amara has been, there just as long.
Yeah, but I think they're at a different like brain capacity or they're a different level of being versus, I mean, the creator, the guy who created the devil is at the same kind of level that Amara's at. You can't compare God to Satan. It's just kind of like apples and oranges. Like the power level must be outrageous to be able to create something as powerful as the devil. You can't. You can't.
Well, I mean, he didn't start out as the devil. He started out as an archangel. He created many archangels.
Yeah, right. So I think Amara is going to destroy Lucifer. It's going to destroy him. I think he's going to realize how outclassed he really is.
No, I'm betting on Lucifer to take this one, or there's going to be obviously intervention by the Winchesters.
I mean, that's where
and they both go down. But I don't. The one outcome that I do not see at all is darkness taking down Lucifer.
Oh, okay. Well, that's one of the things about the show is you never know what's going to happen, which leads me to our next subject. How about Rowena getting her neck snapped by Lucifer?
Yep. Rowena's dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead.
I did not think. I felt like she was one of those main characters that have been doing very well on the show. I didn't think they were going to kill her off so quickly. I know you're a big fan of hers. Are you saddened? Are you depressed?
A big fan. I'm a big fan of Ruthie O'Connell's, and I am sad she's gone. But I think that is kind of a pattern for Supernatural, going all the way back to Ellen at the Roadhouse, and back in the beginning seasons, where these kick-ass women, whether they be, on the side of good or evil, however the case may be, they come in, they kick ass for a season or two, maybe up to 3 if you're lucky, and then they get killed off.
Yeah, I mean,
I applaud Supernatural all the time for bringing in these badass female characters, super cool chicks, but then they kill them all off.
Yeah.
All the time. It's so sad.
And it was all of a sudden for me to see Rowena, looking at Crowley doing a 180.
Yeah, that neck just turned right around.
She turned right around. And
it reminded me of like Death Becomes Her, where they turn their
yes.
heads all the way around. I was like, that was just playing. As you saw her body on the ground, and you're looking at the back of her neck and her boobs right underneath it.
And I think Crowley was, more concerned about himself at this point than his mother, which he really seemed to care about her, even though he was asking the questions that sound like what somebody that cares would ask.
Right. He still wants to be loved. We all want to be loved, even the king of hell.
That's what he said. He said it himself when he was under the dead man's blood, that he just wants to be loved.
But I did love, going back to something that happened way earlier in the episode, the voicemails, the outgoing voicemail messages. First of all, Sam's, which is Dean talking about Sam getting waxed everywhere, and Sam coming in going, Dean, what are you doing with my phone? Stop it. First of all, Sam, why didn't you ever fix that?
Yeah.
Really? Like, you just left that as your voicemail? Like, do you not know? Have you not noticed? But, okay.
If I ever get to meet Dean ever in real life, because Dean is my favorite character of the entire show, I will ask him to to record a voicemail for me.
Let's do that. Let's go to the next convention.
Yes, that's what I would. If I ever get to meet him,
you just missed them. They were.
I will get him
town.
to record my voicemail, just like exactly just that one.
I love it.
Eric's waxing his whole body right now. He can't get to the phone right now.
And then, of course, Crowley's voicemail, which is, for demon deals, press 1. For sightings of that ginger whore, Rowena, press 2. I lost my shit.
Have you ever tried dialing 666, see what happens?
No.
Oh my gosh, we're going to do that right now?
Yeah, we're of course.
You might get one of those messages, data rates may apply. You're like, oh God, I'm not going to call this.
No, we'll charge whatever. Okay, I'm opening up my phone.
We're doing this right now. So I don't think anybody's.
My voicemail is 95% full. Guess what, guys? You leave me a voicemail, I don't fucking check it. Text me like a normal person. Okay.
To Verizon Wireless, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again. Announcement for switch.
I don't know what any of that is.
Well, nope.
Nope. You cannot call 666.
I cannot contact Crowley directly.
Well, I think he was saved in Dean's phone as 666 was the name.
Oh.
Not his actual number.
Well, there you go. Now you're.
They used to be BFFs. You know Dean has his number saved.
You know what? Actually thinking about it, you probably should throw away your phone right now because that's probably possessed. It's probably like an evil phone now for after dialing 666.
Oh, please. I call my sister on that phone all the time. It's fine.
After the last scene is Crowley now, as Sam was earlier in the episode, shitting bricks, waiting to see what the devil wants to talk to him about, and that's where we left off.
Yeah, and with Misha doing his best Mark Pellegrino impression, which
bad.
The facial expressions were fucking nailed it.
He
spot on.
It's just
now, if you don't like Mark's acting, that's one thing, but I think Misha was doing a great job of mimicking his facial tics and movements.
It almost felt like someone was doing an impersonation of Mark Pellegrino. I mean, it wasn't.
That's exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, he was. But
I don't know if you know this, but he's not actually inside him now.
I felt like it was almost done like in a comical sense. Like he was making fun of him almost. Like he was doing a purposely bad job to make it funny, but I guess he was trying to be serious. Listen, I don't want you to beat me up afterwards, but I just felt like it was a little weird, a little strange because all the quirks, like you said, like the facial tics and movements and voice, and his voice completely changed.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe that shows what a great actor Misha is, that he could go from...
Well, I bet Misha is going to enjoy the second half of this season because he's always said going into his auditions with that deep, deep, gravelly voice for Cass was the biggest mistake he ever made because he can't get away from that. So.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he's going to enjoy the break off. But I'm going to look forward to seeing the next episode.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I can actually take some better notes and not mistake people's names or forget people's names this time.
You're learning.
Yes, I'm
learning. You just learned about Destiel.
Yes.
I can't believe you. Oh, are you never on Tumblr?
No, I'm social media. I am internet. I'm not very heavy into any of those things.
Oh.
I kind of like just live life old school.
You got the best fandoms on Tumblr. Super Hulock all the way.
Oh, geez, okay.
It's great.
Whatever that means.
Supernatural, Doctor Who, Sherlock.
Wow.
Those three fandoms combined make Super Hulock, and they rule Tumblr.
That just sounded like oh my god.
Those powers combined.
Those powers
with their,
combined.
With those powers. Earth, wind, fire, water. That's exactly what it is.
All right. Well, we'll leave off with that, and we'll see you next week for our third episode. And anything else you want to add?
Yeah, just follow us on all social media. We are Get the Salt Pod on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So come join up and say hi.
All right, guys.
Hey, ass butt.